The first AI war. The global world order is moderated by public opinion. When we allow for bloody conflicts within the third world, the better countries are not permitted to engage in war except for defensive purposes. We certainly got used to never-ending deep-rooted animosities within the Middle East or heavy death toll associated with running the drug cartels in South America. War within the confines of the civilized world is not something that is customary. In the event when the territorially biggest country invades some other country for the sole purpose of territorial gain, the scenario is like from another era. It conflicts with modern values, or so it seems. The problem with this interpretation is that we confuse what should be with what unfortunately is. We wishfully assume that all the parties of the world order will accept not only the carrot but the stick as well, and when the hard times will come willfully pay the penalties, again and again. That outcome is improbable for the underdog parties. When cornered, they will resolve to illegal moves and unfair practices. We had a good example of that when China had stolen industrial secrets, and Russia executed its dissidents through poison assassinations. The main problem with any aggressive action is the public opinion. Success depends not only on military and economic prowess, or even the tactical skill, but to a great extent on the opinion of the aggressor's population, both the fighting men, the civilians, the politicians and lobbyists, the adequate social fractions on the part of the invaded state, as well as the neutral parties, allies, etc. In the era of the public media managed by AI, the war in the eyes of public opinion is a task for AI. The interpretation of the moves of the adversary is a task for AI as well. We could easily imagine a scenario where one state, instead of providing weapons and resources, transfers a well-developed and flexible AI produced war template. This playbook for a military conflict would allow for relatively safe execution of the plan, and would result in high-probability long-term gains. Taking all this into consideration may prevent the naive mistake of trusting surface-deep appearances, and let's not forget that AI is still vulnerable to things like conventional explosives and economical shortages. The question many analysts may be asking themselves is why Russia did not base the Ukrainian invasion on a provocation like, for example, a staged terrorist attack? I would urge restraint with easy answers like, because they wished to appear arrogant and fearless. The reason may be deeper in the manner in which one sacrificial chess move leads to a later victory. Chess is not a game of attrition, nor the losses are calculated. Similar cautions should be taken considering the so-called losses Russia seems to encounter at some occasion. Apart from the game of chess, good analogy is provided by the goalkeeper's dilemma before the penalty kick. The goalposts are placed in such a way that he cannot effectively protect all the length, so it is crucial to guess the player who shoots the ball whether he will aim to the right, left, or center, and jump in advance in that direction. Problem is that both the goalkeeper and the player observe each other intensively and engage in this prediction game. In such way, if the goalkeeper feints a move to the left, thus provoking the player to shoot to the right, and jumps to the right, he will be in the winning position. The player may anticipate this sly behavior on the part of the goalkeeper, and take countermeasures, but the goalkeeper may indeed take notice that his deception had been seen through, and take action. While in case of people the depth of deception and counter-deception is limited, the AI agents have to their disposition much greater logical depth, and computing powers, and as such hardly render themselves as the right match for biological counterparts. Thus, having on our side a powerful AI agent would greatly increase our odds in a military conflict. One of the famous rules for war commanders is to never underestimate the adversary.